machines in one single platform. So next is like a case studies and demos. Here you can see like different case studies, how we are connected all machine levels into the single platform in IoT platform. So here you can see very good examples over here. So I'm just handovering to Mr. Gangadhar to explain about this demo, case studies and demo sessions.
Thanks, Suman.
Hello?
Thanks, Suman.
Yeah.
Thanks very much. Maybe it's a very insightful session where everybody can able to get what is MQTT and the definition of IoT itself. We started from a scratch and taken into the application level where it will be benefited for manufacturing as a major case study. So yeah. I'll start from showcasing some case studies where we have done some interesting studies and projects. So I will show with a real-time example, guys. So so could you please reply, am I audible and my voice is crystal clear? If it is crystal clear, type CC in the chat window. Very nice, guys, very nice. Okay, clear. So before going through case studies, we are going to do some disclosure. We are not disclosing any of our customer project or data which is confidential. We are sharing our knowledge and experience during our project execution. This is the intent behind showcasing the demos. So before that, ladies and gentlemen, maybe could you please, I have a small question. Maybe I'll guess the question, how many people will give the correct answer. How many people in India out of 130 crores, how many people are using the mobile devices? Any approximate estimation? How many people are using mobiles? Oh, 70 crores, 90 crores. Good. 30 crores, 50% people. Good answer. 90, 60, I guess. Oh, clear. Sure, not 100 crores. So India is a population approximately using a 50 crores of people of mobile devices. Out of 50 crores, only Jio is 39 crores of people are subscribed to Jio. So I think there was an increasing the number as well. So when you use the smart mobiles, which is Jio is connected approximately is a 40 crores of Jio subscribers, 10 crores of other subscribers as well. So I'll go to the next topic of demonstration. First, I'll start with we are going to show 3 case studies, demos over here. The one is the MIoT, which is a manufacturing IoT platform. So our team has developed an excellent platform where anybody can able to use this platform for making the factory as a smart factory and enabling the mission as a smart mission and enabling the IoT. The solution is developed by considering the OEMs, original equipment manufacturers, special purpose missions, smart factory solution, and smart energy, smart building, agriculture, and traffic. So by considering the wide spectrum of use cases, we have developed a platform which is in a cloud-based platform where we can enable you to connect our plant, our systems, our things to our network. So that is a customized hardware and software modules are developed based on market requirement. That is MIoT. We are going to showcase the real-time demonstration with a real-time screens and application. And next is build your own IoT. So I am going to explain what is the free tools are available, free hardware is available in the market. So you can able to go readily and you can able to quickly start working on your IoT project within a short span of time or 2 to 3 days. So you can able to build your own IoT. Tomorrow you can able to make your home as automated home, like a water control, maybe light controls. You can able to do small application like a commercial applications. And next one is we are going to our guest speaker from Messung is going to give how PLC can be used as an IoT device. So today's market, that is in a low cost manner, which for Indian market, how we can use the PLC as an IoT. So these are the 3 modules we are going to explain. So moving to next slide. So MIoT stands for Manufacturing Internet of Things. The concept behind MIoT is to make the entire manufacturing as a smart manufacturing, coming to the next revolution of fourth industrial revolution. So which is already started and the factories are using those technologies. So one of the module in the Industry 4.0 is Industrial IoT. So the benefit of Industrial IoT, I think Suman already explained about those benefits. So I'm going to showcase about this application, how you can able to use this application. So this product is developed past almost 1.5 years. Our company, our team has started working on understanding the market requirement, customer requirements. So we have developed a platform where we can able to connect any type of a PLC, take a Siemens PLC, Mitsubishi, Honeywell, whatever may be the open protocol platform, like Allen Bradley, whatever may be the PLC, whatever may be the device which is having a protocols of Modbus, Industrial Ethernet, Profibus, so TCP/IP, we can able to integrate those devices to our platform. You can able to monitor those devices, get the value of data, and transfer the data seamlessly with a security. So to this platform, you can able to remotely operate your machines and your devices, and you can remotely monitor the entire shop floor, entire sensors and things into your mobile. So that's the objective of making this platform. So it can be used for different types of applications where you can able to, today if you are sitting at home, you can able to monitor all the parameters across the different places where those are connected. So this is about the objective of the product, where we are going to give the more value to the customer, which can use this product in a cost-effective manner. And this architecture is supposed to take, if you have a mission, already existing mission, it's already having existing PLC or data acquisition system and industrial controller, which is supporting these protocols, maybe Modbus, Profibus, RS-232, 485, Ethernet IP, MELSEC as a Mitsubishi protocol. So those protocols can be connected to this gateway. This is a standard gateway device where you can see at the center of a image. So this is a gateway. We developed an API application which can seamlessly connect to the mission, and you can also connect the external ports to the remote IOs, where you have a different IOs of a sensors, which is the digital inputs, digital outputs, analog inputs, analog outputs. You can connect those sensors directly to this gateway, and this gateway will be connected to the internet, and that internet might be a wireless, as a Wi-Fi module is available, or a direct cable connectivity. So where you can able to connect to the internet and send the data to the cloud. So in the cloud, you can able to transfer entire data, and you can able to monitor, you can able to customize your screens, what is required for your operations. So you can able to monitor all the parameters over here. So coming over here, so there is one benefit which we are giving apart from the other suppliers. There is a memory inside this device, which is, it is not a PLC, it's a gateway. This memory device, if you lost the connectivity to the network, internet, in any disturbance in the internet, that data will be stored into the local device in the memory card. After restoration of network connection, the data will be transferred to the cloud system. So the cloud might be a private cloud, public cloud, whatever may be the customer requirement is flexible for you. We can host the application into the customer based on the customer requirement. If suppose some of the big factories, they have their own cloud infrastructure, they can host into their own platform. So small company, they can go with the subscriptions of AWS, Azure as well. So, and moving to the next slide. So this is about a simple architecture. If you take the multiple devices where you have a connectivity, you want to monitor you have a 4, 5, 6 plants located across the different locations in India. So you want to monitor this, all the parameters, all the mission status conditions. I'm going to give a small example over here. We have done a recent project recently. So the project objective is, so we want to send all the solar power plant data to the one platform, cloud platform. This is a company where they will give the incentive to the solar plants based on their production. Suppose if the plant is doing a more production, maybe based on the capacity, if the plant is doing more than 90% of their production based on capacity. So that company, what they give is they give the incentive to that solar plant. So they want to integrate the plant into their platform. So we use these gateways where we can connect the solar plant and generation capacity, how much kilowatts are generated, what is the previous day generation, today generation, all the what is the required parameters we can able to send to the platform in the different locations. They continuously monitor these values. So based on the production value on every monthly basis, they are going to give the incentive to the plant. So this is the reason, the reason behind this project is, so these airline companies are making some pollution, they're giving funds to this greenhouse companies. So they're collecting the funds and they want to compensate that pollution with the generation of solar energy. So those are people are encouraging the solar companies want to generate more solar energy in order to reduce the pollution levels. So that's the objective. We as a company, we provide this platform to those companies. I can able to provide all the data offline if anybody interested in this. So this is a simple example. And another example we can able to state over here. We have two plants located into the different location. Like one plant is in Hyderabad, another plant is in Chennai. So the current scenario, they have a mask making plant, maybe missions. So if they are connected this mission to this IoT, so they have a production capacity of 1 lakh. One plant was given a target 50,000 per day. Another plant was given a capacity of 50,000 per day. So if one plant did not reach that capacity of a production, so another plant can able to compensate by communicating the mission to mission. So I am done with only 30,000. If you are done with the 50,000, you can able to take another 10,000 of load from me. So that mission will automatically start generating the masks. That's a simple application. The value over here is without intervention, the human intervention, we can able to bring the value to the customer and we can reach the production objective. And coming days, so the plants are going to run a 24/7 when this lockdown is removed. So these are the applications we can able to bring the more value to the customer. So this is a good examples, and the software features and device and user management we are going to showcase, and real-time remote monitoring, alarms, logs, reports, notifications, trends and analysis, security point of view, providing major security features, and supports on standard industrial protocols, and device level data storage in case of network failure and restoration. So now moving to this live demo, I will hand over to Prashant, who is a front runner of showcasing the demo. Prashant, I'm giving rise to you. You can able to share your screen, showcase the demo to the audience. Okay. Prashant. So I'm unmuting yourself. Prashant, take control and showcase the real demo of software. Prashant, your voice is not audible. Could you please speak?
Hello.
Yes, Prashant.
Now is okay, sir.
Yes, we can able to hear you. Go ahead. Good.
Okay, thank you, Gangadhar sir. I am discussing about MIoT software tool and how to use the MIoT tool, software tool and features. Okay. Next, MIoT is this tool developed by our own team. Where different areas, different projects implemented by different sectors: automotive industries, seed packing industries, pharma industries. MIoT tool is user-friendly tool This is only how to, for example, link to open the software tool. This is our MIOT software tool. Assign the client ID. After we'll validate the client. Client is okay. The client validation is success. After that, you go to credentials, login credentials. This is the login where user fill the credentials, username and password. This. After that, signing the this tool. After signing, if his username and password is correct, we go next. Going to successfully log in. After this is the home screen, basic information of user. Who is the login? What is the email ID, mobile number, or client ID? This is the plan details. Basic. Basic is total parameters is 30. Parameters means tags. Number of parameters we are using 5 parameters. Remaining 25 is fake. This is the based on customer requirement. We are upgrade the parameters. Next one is this is the weather report present location and weather. Extra devices. Already Suman sir will explain devices. What is the devices are using? IoT devices. How many which device are using in this two or one or two? This will displaying connections. Number of connections is connected. Okay. Going to dashboard. This is the dashboard. Next going to devices. Present no devices connect. Present lockdown. The IoT gateways are switch off mode. Now how to add the gateways? Go here in test mark. Go device ID. Is limit characters is 16. Already after 16, automatically add device is enabled. Add device ID is okay. In top side pop-up is okay. Now device is found with given license ID. This is wrong. That's why it's showing in error. Next going to connections. Devices means already someone are IoT gateways or OPC supported PLCs. Any different Modbus TCP. This tool supporting different protocols. Modbus TCP/IP, Profinet, or in case using Alan Bradley PLC, Ethernet communication, Modbus TCP/IP. Next serial communication also possible. We are already using Mitsubishi PLC MC protocols also supporting. Next is SCADA open protocol communication also possible. Next going to connections. How to add the connections. Next, this is the connection name. What is the, for example, connected one washing machine. The machine name or PLC name. Washing machine. Next, you go to what is the PLC IP address. So, for example, Siemens PLC, we are using 192.168.1.1 IP address. Gate port ID is 1502. Device is which device? Presently, previously is not connected device. Number of, for example, 5 devices connected. Is showing 5 devices. Previously, Gangadhar sir one showing in India map 6 devices connected, different locations. Here showing how many devices connected, automatically showing. Select the device after the comment any your for example area name for Andhra Pradesh, write in Andhra Pradesh. After that, go to connection, test connection, enter IP address, port ID. These two are okay. The other end gateway or PLC, anyone is enabled. Is a communication mode. Click on test connection. That is enabled. It is connected. Otherwise, cannot reach the server. Present is all are lockdown. Present lockdown. All are switch off mode. No? That's why it's showing in error. Not connected. Next, going to parameters. These are different parameters. All means read-write parameters, read-only parameters, write-only parameters. Go here, place, add parameters, write the parameter name. For example, any temperature, hydraulic motor pressure. Write in direct name, hydraulic pressure. Okay. Device, present, not device connected. Data type, read or write. Read-write, only read-only. Can assign read. We are using Siemens PLC, address is MW0, 16-bit integer. Next is size of connection. Now connection. Here connect to the what type of data type. Here integer, boolean, what. You can integer, assign integer. After that, add parameter. In case of this parameter, any alarm is required. You can enable the add alarm. What is the alarm name? Hydraulic pressure low. This is the low condition. This is the high. atmospheric pressure low. The value is the 20 bar, low value. This is high. This value is 50 bar. In case below 20 bar is showing in alarm, in top side is showing an alarm symbol, and as well as data save in reports also. After that, add parameters. This is the how to add the parameter process. Next, going to close. Next, users. This is the user is the most important. Now is user management. User management is the one of the main important and crucial part in web and IoT based applications. Any industries, it is most important. You can, in case of RD, another user, go here, name, any one name, write one name, add, next email ID, name, next last name, anyone, username, user type, admin or anyone. After that, add user. Completion of user automatically added. Next, going to status. This is the all dashboard screens we can develop inside. This is the advanced PLC. Already we are developing previously connected to Siemens and Allen Bradley PLC. The RPM meter value and LVDT data value. This is the actual running data. This is the digital inputs. What is the status? This is digital outputs only. Next, you can add any screens showing here only. VFD status. What is the communication status? Yes or no? VFD status. These are next. Pneumatic. This is the only online signal, digital signals only. This is user friendly, user only created. No need of script. You can need one display, direct add and assign online only. In cloud, in where in mobile app and web also available. Direct access the this software tool. Okay.
Thanks, Prashant. Thanks for giving a elaborative demo. I think, guys, is it interesting? Please type in a chat window, interesting. So we'll need our feedback. So thank you guys. Thanks. Very.
Okay, thank you.
So give me permission to share my screen. Prashant, please stop sharing from your end.
It's
Prashant, can you please stop? Okay.
yeah.
Thank you, Prashant. Okay, let me share my screen, guys. And next, moving to the very interesting point over here. I think we are done with demo. So let's see. So this is the user interface already explained by Prashant. So here we can see the Allen Bradley PLC, Siemens PLC. So one more point I would like to mention over here. So not only in a shop floor level, it can be used for any type of application. If you want a smart agriculture system to be automated and want to control entire agriculture, water control, you can use. You can able to monitor the weather condition in the particular location. You want to use the drip irrigation system automatically. You want to measure the moisture in the soil remotely. You want to on off the pump at the site. You can use this system. So this is a very cost effective solution. So let's move to the next screen. You can see the parameters added over here. This is the done real time application we have executed, and you can see the parameters and they see the dashboards, how effectively we have done over here. It can give the very good insight, human factors to the customer. So this is an application where we capture the energy parameters. This is an application for high-state building where the hospital, they have a energy meters. We are going to collect the energy and we are working out to collect the water consumption also. We are going to capture the footfall of the patients in the hospital. So based on that, they want to take the precautions, what to be taken care. Those things are working out. Maybe this is in a continuous process of evolving and collecting the data, bringing the value out of data, bringing the business benefit. That's the major objective of bringing the IoT over here. And coming to the second demonstration, guys. So I would like to show a very good, interesting, you can able to work yourself. We are not asking anybody to buy our product, but you can able to build your own solution. So take this here, how we can able to build your own IoT solution. This is the way you need to follow. First, select the open source hardware, which is available in the market, or use or develop an API using a standard modules. I think I'll explain about, and develop your own application in cloud. That's a way, three-step process you need to follow to build your own IoT solution. So first is select the open source hardware. The open source hardware will be available. You can buy it anywhere from the online, or you can buy over there. You can see these are the open source hardware: Raspberry Pi, Node MCU, Arduino, BeagleBone, and this is the Honey, which is our own open platform for industries. So we have developed our open hardware. We have partnered with one of the suppliers. So we build on top of the libraries for all the manufacturing shop floor applications, and you can use that hardware seamlessly. You can connect to the platform and build your open API. Let's say HTTP, MQTT, any API you can able to build. Somebody may be excited how to build an API. It's a very easy. If you buy any platform, if you install the software, like take a Raspberry Pi, you install the Raspberry Pi, you can find an MQTT API inside it. So you can use the API, you can get the data from the inputs and transfer the data over here. You can build an algorithm inside into the board itself. And the Mosquitto is in a platform test the MQTT. It works as an MQTT client and broker. You can test your application without cloud using the Mosquitto application. OpenHab is in a smart home application. You can build free of cost without any charges. You can take subscribe freely, and you can build your open home smart home application. Only you need to get the hardware, and you need to hook up the hardware with the software platform. And next one is in a develop an application. The cloud is a major factor over here. Without internet cloud, we cannot call it as an IoT application. So you can use AWS IoT and Microsoft Azure IoT. And Microsoft Azure having a learning platform. If you can subscribe yourself for learning platform, so you can able to get the credits. You can use the free of cost, and AWS also free of cost subscription available. You can use the IoT module over there. You can build your application. This is the flow process if you want to build your own application. So one come to the Honey Open IoT hardware platform. This is in a hardware where we'll provide the Cortex A5 64 MB RAM and 32 MB flash. It contains 2 serial communication, one RS485, one CAN port, one Ethernet, having a capacitive and TFT touch, micro SD slot, 2 USB ports and power adapter, expansion header, micro bus connection, MPA communication, micro SIM slot. So next I'm handovering to the Messeng team to take it forward of showing their PLC application, how it can be used as an MQTT gateway to transfer the data from the machine to the cloud. So I'll hand over to the Messeng team, and guys, please stay connected. I have a very exciting offer for you. I'm not going to ask any money over here. I'm going to give a very good IoT master database for India, where you can able to get the customer details, supplier details, open platform hardware details. It's a free of cost. You are going to get it once you're at the end of this session. So I'm giving. To whom I have to give the credit? Give me a minute. Shishir.
Hello.
Yes, I'm unmuted. You can share your screen.
Yeah, am I audible to all of you?
Yes.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Shishir Khalatkar from Meson team. I'm part of a technical team of Meson. So before starting a demonstration on MQTT, I would like to just give some brief portfolio overlook of our Meson products. So, as you know, as we know that now the old Mason products uh, of uh, of next gen and uh, are with Mitsubishi. Next, Mason has started their own products from 2017. So these are the products of Mason PLCs. So starting from compact PLC, which supports up to 64 IOs. Then this is a brick PLC where onboard IOs as well as Ethernet port and RS485 port and CAN open port is available on the PLC. Then uh, for expandable PLCs, which is mounted on the rack. So the rack PLCs start from NX3003, then 3004, 3005, NX3010, NX3020, and NX3030. So this NX3030 supports up to 8,000 IOs. So our portfolio starts from 64 IOs up to 8,000 IOs, where we can also use this NX3030 as a redundant PLC, where in any process applications like in water treatment plants or oil and gas, the redundancy is must. So we can use this PLC. Also, all the PLCs which are rack based are hot swapping. That is, all PLC supports hot swapping. Then we shall look a quick glance to this Express PLC that we have. So as I have explained earlier, this Express PLC is a brick PLC which has onboard IOs, uh, and also it is very exciting PLC which has onboard Ethernet port, then RS485 port, CAN open port, then USB port. So the Ethernet port that it is there supports MQTT protocol, OPC protocol, then Modbus TCP protocol, then Ethernet IP protocol. Also, we can have MS SQL on this port. So this PLC has been distinguished with four types like XP300, XP315, XP325, and XP340. So the common fact between these PLCs are its DIDO, which has 16 digital inputs and 16 digital outputs on board. Then interfaces, that is Ethernet interface, RS485, CAN open, and USB. So these features are common for all these four PLCs. Apart from these common features, then XP315 has XP315, 325, and XP340 has added 5 analog inputs and 2 RTD inputs. Then moving forward, XP325 and XP340 has 4 analog outputs on board. But XP340, which is a last version of this PLC, also supports web server. So we can use this PLC as a web server for any industrial application. So programming tool. Our Meson PLC uses master tool ICXE programming tool, which is a Codesys based programming tool. So the Codesys based is Codesys version is 3.2, which is the latest version. So it supports offline simulation, then online debugging of application is possible, then monitoring of IO variables, symbolic variables, system diagnostics, module diagnostics, then if uses of breakpoint and execution of the ladder diagram step by step is possible. So as you have seen that innumerable ports like Ethernet and RS485 are on board available for each and every PLC. We can communicate these PLCs uh, with SCADA and HMI, which supports OPC protocol and Modbus protocol. So as I have said earlier that it is a codices based software which is an IEC 61131-3 standard based. So the programming languages it supports are structure text, then some sequential function chart, function block diagram, ladder diagram, instruction leaks, continuous function chart. So all these six languages can be used in any single application, or a single program can be developed using all of these six languages. So this was the brief introduction of our Mason product. So as you know, this webinar is specially for IoT. As I had presented earlier, that our PLC has inbuilt MQTT and OPC protocol. So as Suman sir had explained earlier about the MQTT, so MQTT is a message queue telemetry transport. It is a lightweight and flexible structure protocol which is foremost used in developing highly skilled connected applications. So while its lightness allowed it to be used in highly constrained device or on a high latency, limited bandwidth networks, the flexibility found in this standard enables it to support many application scenarios for IoT devices and services. So just giving a quick example of MQTT, if anybody uses Facebook Messenger, so Facebook Messenger uses MQTT protocol to communicate on cloud to its users. So MQTT is just a use where low bandwidth is required, and it is very lightweight protocol. Similarly, OPC UA. So OPC UA is another protocol which is used in IoT applications, where it is a platform independent service oriented architecture specification that integrates all functionality of individual OPC classic specifications. So if anybody has used OPC DA and OPC AE protocols, so this OPC UA is integration of those classic protocols which were earlier used by OPC. So it can be used right over from a embedded microcontroller to cloud-based infrastructure. So it is nothing but an interpolability standard for exchanging real-time data between clients and servers. So moving forward, we can use MQTT as well as OPC UA as you can see here. This is a simple architecture that where MQTT protocol can be used. So here you can see there are two MQTT uh, devices, that is PLCs. So these are two Mason brick PLCs which is Express, where these PLCs will act as a MQTT client. Then as explained earlier, the MQTT protocol runs on the publish subscriber model, where the parameters which we want to read or write or publish or subscribe has to be taken into a topic. Then that topic has to be then communicated with the broker. So here the server is called a broker, and PLC will act as a client. So first the PLC will communicate on the broker for the parameters it has to communicate, and then further we can take those parameters from the broker in any web service tool. So web service tool is any tool that we can use. For example, Node-RED is given here. So the another web service tool can be we can use is of stability, where Mr. Prashant had earlier given us the demo. That web service tool can also be used for presenting the parameters. So first PLC will give the parameters to the broker, which is Mosquitto here. Then from this broker we can take those parameters to the web service tool, and using the internet we can use this web service tool to any of our uh, laptops or mobile or any such devices. So this is how the MQTT protocol works, where PLC can be used for any application in the factory, and that can be more than one PLCs can be used for this purpose. So this is a example that I'm presenting where we have developed using OPC UA protocol, where water treatment plant parameters and energy meters parameters were taken through OPC UA to the cloud. This is the another example which is we have recently developed before lockdown, just 3 or 4 days earlier, where one of the leading automobile ancillary manufacturer, we have installed our PLC, and the this PLC was installed for robo application, where control and monitoring of the robo was done. Also, some parameters we have taken from the PLC through MQTT to the local server. So this is the picture where we have installed our PLC for this purpose. This was done just 3 days before the lockdown. So moving forward to the setup, the demo that I'm going to present you goes like this. So I have one HMI and one XP325 controller, that is a PLC, which is communicating on which is communicating, and where this PLC will communicate on this XP340, which will act as a gateway, and through this PLC we will communicate my laptop on MQTT. So whatever the parameters where we can read and write from this PLC will be coming through to this XP340 gateway, and through MQTT we can show it on my laptop. So So this is the setup now which I have right now at my home, where XP325 is one PLC which is communicating on the HMI. So here whatever value I will read or write will first come to this XP325 PLC, which is black here. So from here we these parameters will come to this XP340 PLCs on Modbus RS485, and through this Ethernet port, those parameters will be communicating with the laptop. So in this case, my laptop will act as a local server here, where Mosquitto Broker is installed, and Node-RED, which is a service tool, will be running on the laptop. So XP340 is a PLC, will act as a MQTT client, and my laptop will act as a server. So I'm just going to demonstrate you. Yeah, can you see the screen? Is my screen visible to all of you? Okay. So
Shishir, we can able to see only the presentation. You are going to show the application, no?
yeah.
I think only.
So my application screen is visible?
No.
Okay.
Is it? Oh, application. Oh, now it's visible.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Okay.
So as I have presented the demo setup, so this XP325 will act as a Modbus slave to the XP340 PLC, and this XP340 will act as an MQTT client and is communicating to the laptop. So whatever changes I will make on this XP325 will be coming to this Node-RED service tool uh, from the HMI. So I will just make some changes from my HMI, where you are seeing right now the value of energy meter is 0. Now I will change it to 50 and you will see the update. So I changed the value from the HMI and it got updated here. Similarly, you can see this XP325, Q0, Q01, Q02, Q03 are the digital outputs of the PLC, where I will make it on from the HMI. And right now they are off, so they are you are seeing it 0. Now I will make them on, so it will be updated to 1. So this is the small presentation or demo, you can say, about the MQDT, how it works. So where we can use any node, any web service tool for presentation, and any broker can be used. Right now, we have used Mosquito Broker for communication, and the service tool is Node-RED. These two are freely available on the internet. So we can use any of these. So here I end my presentation and demo about MQDT.
Thanks, Shishir.
Yes, thank you. If any doubt, you can ask.
Sure, sure. We'll open up the questions at the end of the session. Give me 5 minutes of time. I will close the session. Maybe we have some interesting material to share with the participants.
Yes,
Please,
sure.
please
Sure.
stop your sharing. I will share my screen. Yes. Okay. So let's come to the end of the session, guys. So the main objective of conducting these sessions during the lockdown is, so we need to learn ourselves and update with technology, and the technology is moving very fast and we need to meet the speed. So we are my backend team is working on all the material required for customer and what is the information to be presented. I think please type your chat window. Is the demonstrations are interesting? If it's interesting, type chat window interesting. Sure. So thanks, guys. So I'm going to close in 5 minutes. Give me. So one interesting thing I'm going to share with you. This is a database which I'm having. So this database of IoT India master database. So where you can get Indian IoT companies, what are the companies are there in IoT, what is the business resources for tracker and crowdfunding. So what are the manufacturers in the hardware point of view, what are the suppliers available in India for IoT, what are the standard bodies available in IoT, IEEE, ITFE, Zigbee, Z-Wave, LoRa, all these are standard bodies. You can able to go there and read the protocols. And what are the accelerators are available in India, what are the labs are available in order to get certification of products, and what are the projects are doing in this market. So this is a very interesting material. So I am going to share out to everybody. So I don't keep with me, I'll share with everyone. So please be connected, wait for a few minutes. So I'll showcase you what we are expecting to get the material. So I'm not asking any money. So only share your feedback and follow us. That's only the intention. So go to these pages, Facebook, Insta, YouTube, Twitter, WhatsApp, LinkedIn. So WhatsApp, there is in a group. So search Stability India, follow us. These are the links. We will post these links in the chat window, so you can follow us and give us feedback. Your feedback is more valuable for us. Based on your feedback, we'll plan a future sessions. We will try to improve our services and support to the customers. So we are going to come up with a very good, interesting topics in the future. There are a lot of things are there we can learn about collaboratively. That's the objective. So give a genuine feedback and review us in Google. So 3 steps that follow. What you can do is you can get IoT India Master Database. That is, you can get IoT company details, resources, manufacturers, suppliers, accelerators, standard bodies, incubators, labs, and marketplaces. So you can get all the information in a single document in your fingertips. You can save in your mobile. If you have any doubt, go there, search for the particular material, you can get it. So that's a very valuable information we are going to share with everyone. So you need to do these 3 steps to get this information. Once you are done with, send a simple message or email ID to this mobile number. So we will share this resource material to you. Along with, we have Industry 4.0 dictionary in the previous section. So we'll share the dictionary as well. It's a 16-page dictionary where you can find all the terminologies of Industry 4.0. So too many terminologies are there. You can update with technology before learning anything. You can know about this, what is the Industry 4.0 terminologies. So that's we are going to share with everyone, but only we request you. So our team has spent a lot of efforts. So we need your feedback, how effectively we are done. Let follow on YouTube channel, Facebook, all the social media. We're continuously updating with all the information. You can able to follow us. So give your feedback. It will help for you to get our new customers. That's only the input we are asking. Let's spend a 2 minutes to 5 minutes of time. So it will be very useful for you. So what I'm doing is I am pasting these links in the chat window. Please, please, please subscribe yourself, get the information, what is required. So I pasted in the chat window. Please give your feedback. So then after you type, send your email ID to this mobile number. So we will send entire material. So you can find all the videos of webinars in our YouTube channel. So you can get all the links. We are uploading the latest contents in the YouTube channel. You can get those information. So finally, so don't forget, please do this activity and give the feedback. I'm pasting the feedback link over here. This is the feedback link. Feedback link I posted. Then I'm posting a Google review. It's already available in the feedback document. You can give the Google review. Okay. So final point I would like to ask. So from this section, we heard the word MQTT, hell lot of times. So I think everybody confident on that. If you are going to use this industry IoT product, you will ask everybody when you are going this product, your product is supporting MQTT. Am I correct? So you are going to ask this question, everybody, is MQTT compatible? Please type your answer. So you are going to get good information. So that's MQTT is a very good protocol. You can able to learn yourself. So you can able to understand the concept. You can ask any supplier when they come with the product, they have a very good intelligent product. You can ask does it support MQTT? Then you ask the remaining questions. Sure. So finally, I'm closing the session with the last. In the last session, in Industry 4.0, we have rolled out a small session training with a low-cost training section, which is market requirement based on the Industry 4.0 requirement. A lot of companies are requested how to learn about the technology. So you can see we launched this module, 4-module session, which is for 1 month and weekend classes. So we launched this session. So a lot of people are registered. From next week, Sunday onwards, we are going to give the online training on Industry 4.0, which is more of smart factory, RAMI architecture, reference architecture model for Industry 4.0, IT/OT connectivity, cloud computing, analyzing data, modeling, machine vision, deep learning concepts, IoT, and assessment of Industry 4.0 and mentorship. This is the module we are going to. You can learn these tools. So the benefits you are going to get, hell lot of benefits you are going to get. You can upskill your knowledge. The actual cost of module is 40,000. Offer price is 2,999. And we are going to give the statement such that we do what is right for a customer. If our product or services are no value to you, your money is of no value to us. We will refund 100% of your, and 10% discount for 10 registrations. We are exhausted, and still we will give the discount right now, and the best registrations are there. We can do this. So that's how. This is the link we'll share in the email. You can do and open up for Q&A. Please type your questions in chat window. We'll answer your questions. And also please type your takeaways from this session and give your feedback. You can chat, you can type your Q&As. I think we are running out of 4 minutes late. So we'll close in another 2 minutes. Wait for your questions. Any questions, you can type. Okay, our team is available. If you don't have a questions right now, you can send the questions to WhatsApp as well, or you can send your questions to email ID. I'm typing over here. Email ID, mobile number, WhatsApp number. You can type your questions. Send your questions. We can connect you offline as well. Sure. So thanks, guys. Thanks everyone for joining this session. Hope don't come out from home. Stay safe. Thank you. You can connect over all the platforms which are available, all the social platforms. Thank you. Thank you, guys.